Hey everyone, I just wanted to record a quick video to guide you to MyLab. Now that you have been in the class for a week and have gotten familiarized with our canvas, now I wanted to record this video to kind of give you a little bit more into how MyLab works. I'm sure you have probably already done the first homework, right? The first homework is due tonight, and so you're probably working through it. So I just wanted to record this video to guide you a little bit more, give you a little more tools that you can use in MyLab and Canvas. So let's get to it. Alright, so when you get to our course, you enter MyLab by going to MyLab and Mastering. And so when you click here, it will bring you to the MyLab page. And from here, you might be able to access some of the homeworks. They will show up over here. And so go to Open MyLab and Mastering. If you don't have an account yet, by the way, you should. This first set of homeworks, like I said, is due tonight. So, but you will go through this and agree to the terms and conditions and then create your account. And then once you are in MyLab, this page will come up, and as you can see, you have the first set of homeworks is due tonight, and then the next module, this week's module, those homeworks will be due next Monday. And so you can kind of click on here to see what is going on, right? So you have section 1.1, 1.2, and you can go through and see these are all the homeworks that are due tonight, Mondays by midnight. And ideally you will be working on these as you last week, right, as you finish the section for section 1.1 and 1.2. Ideally you will start the homework then. You don't want to push everything until the due date. And so you can click on that and you can start working on the homework. Make sure that you have pop-ups allowed, because if you start clicking on things and they're not working, look to your address bar. There should be something that says it's either like a red X, that is essentially your pop-ups are disabled. Sometimes you may get an error that says enable pop-ups to continue, so make sure that you do that. And so, for example, here, if I click on question 3, there is my pop-up, right? If you don't have that enabled, then you won't be able to see this. And then here are the questions. And so you just go question by question and answer them. You can check your answer when you're finished and then submit. And that is your homework. Now, other things with MyLab, oftentimes with a question, let me go to a different section. So let's go to section 3.1, for example, and notice that here I have some videos for you to take a look at. And so if we go to, say, question 7, what I wanted to show you is that oftentimes you'll have these helps at the bottom. Help me solve this, view an example, or get more help. In get more help, there might be things that you can watch a video. You can ask my instructor. So this then sends me an email with what your question is. And the nice thing about this is that it sends me a screenshot of the problem, so I know exactly what your numbers are, because from students to student these numbers do change. And so when you do ask my instructor, it sends me your exact problem, which is very helpful in answering questions from you. But you can do view an example or help me solve this. Sometimes there's a video, and sometimes the videos show things slightly different than what I do. In my class, we will always be using StatCrunch, and sometimes the MyLab shows you how to do things with Excel or how to do things with the TI-84 calculator. So whenever that happens, you're watching a video in the homework system, MyLab is doing something other than StatCrunch, send me an email and I can be happy to record a homework video where the help is showing you TI-84 or showing you how to do it with Excel. Just send me an email like, can you help me solve this with StatCrunch? I will be more than happy to record a video showing how it's solved with StatCrunch, because StatCrunch is what we'll be using in this class the most. Alright, so then in here you just kind of input your numbers. There's the little toolbar shows up. If what you're looking for, like fractions, square roots, is not there, then you go to more and the whole keyboard opens up. Now let's move on to other things. How do you access the textbook? So over here you will see that you have e-text. You also have it in multimedia library. There's a different textbook in there. So that just the HTML version. This is the, so when we go to e-text, you click on here and it brings up the ebook. Again, make sure that your pop-ups are enabled. And let's see. So here's our textbook, Elementary Statistics, 3rd edition, and you go over to the table of contents and you see the chapters. So this week, the last week, we've been working, or week 1, I should say, we were working on chapters 1, 2, and a little bit of chapter 3. So let's go to chapter 3 just to show you some things. So measures of center, right? And then this week, week 2, we'll be doing measures of variation. So let me just show you this chapter, and notice that once you click on something, this is the exact page from the textbook, including the highlights, and you can highlight on your own, right? Notice that when I select something, it asks me, do you want to highlight? What color? Do you want to make a note? Do you want to create a flashcard out of that? Do you want to copy it and then paste it onto your notes or your homework or anything that you're working with? And so here is the book, and you just go by page and looking at the different examples, and you can even try, if you wanted to, on your own, the homework problems from the book. So here are some of the formulas, right? This is the standard deviation, which we'll get to in week 2. And so this is the textbook. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. If you go here, it gives you videos for how to solve. Since you're in chapter 3, section 3.2, likely these videos are going to be videos that accompany this textbook, but you can also, these are live links, so it gives you a try it on your own. Whenever you see a video, there's a video lesson there. Let me see if I can find one. These are all the pictograph. Anyway, sometimes you'll see the little video camera here, and that lets you know that there is a video accompanying that part of the section. The empirical rule, the rule of thumb here, this is going to be really important in this class. So make sure that this will be a good one to select and create a note card out of it, create a flashcard for the rule of thumb here. Anyway, so let's go back to Canvas. As a reminder, everything in our class lives in modules, right? You can also look at the calendar and see what's there. Try to avoid the to-do, just because this sometimes may not reflect exactly what's going on that week if you haven't clicked that or some of those things. So either the calendar or modules, preferably modules. Always click on modules to access our content. And as you'll see, let's go to this week's module. So for this week, notice that you can access the homework right below the section. So for this week, section 3.2 and 3.3, you're suggested to do, right? This is not a due date, it's a suggested to do is March 27th. The homework is due April 3rd. But as soon as you finish that section, start the homework. And then we have in section 3.3, I believe we start using StatCrunch. So I have a video on how to use StatCrunch and so on. We have a couple quizzes this week in week 2. And I do also have a homework questions Padlet. This is a tool. It's kind of like a discussion board, but you can input any type of question that you have there. I can answer and your classmates can answer. So if someone posts something here and you know the answer, please answer it as well, right? This is intended to be a community effort. I want you guys to work together to succeed in the class. So if I haven't gotten to a question that someone posted and you know the answer, please chime in, and then when I do look at them, I'll be able to say like, oh yeah, so and so answered it perfectly, or I'll add my own answer as well. So this is a place for you guys to work together, answer each other's questions, and of course I'll answer it as well. And I'll move it from week to week so that it's always there, and it'll be great for studying for the exam. You can always go back and look at what questions were asked and how they were answered. All right, email me if you have any questions.